Payroll protection money that the Norman Rockwell Museum applied for from the federal government will not come soon enough to avoid furloughs. That's the word from its director and CEO, Laurie Norton Moffat, as staff furloughs for nearly 65% of the museum's employees were announced last Friday. Prior to that news, Carrie Saldo spoke with Norton Moffat about the impact that COVID-19 was having on the Stockbridge-based venue.
Well, we do know that being closed, we closed on March 13th, that we anticipate a loss of nearly $1 million revenue just over the next 3 months. So that has caused us to take immediate measures on freezing spending and having to look at other mitigating decisions. So I don't know the figure in the state, but it is significant. And of course, if the organizations cannot open this summer, which is unknown at this time, the revenue losses and the financial impact will be much, much deeper, particularly in the Berkshires, where that is our main season, our main revenue generating season for all of the organizations. So there's a lot we still have to learn.
I was going to ask you, because the $2 trillion package, when it was passed, it did say help for the arts, but it's a massive package, as I understand it, 800 pages or so. And so to learn that you're still working to understand this, I just think speaks to the changing nature of what we're going through right now.
That's right. And, we at Norman Rockwell Museum have a board of trustees who have wide-ranging knowledge and access to financial, legal. We're tapping all of that expertise, working with our banks, our legal counsel, and also I want to give a shout out to the Americans for the Arts, a national organization that is working very, very hard and fast to explain and understand the opportunities for cultural organizations. So this is a wonderful source. There are many resources identified for helping the various kinds of organizations understand what might be available to them. We're very grateful to our elected officials in Massachusetts for supporting this stimulus and understanding that we needed to help the nonprofit sector, the cultural sector, but also importantly, the self-employed creative workers and all workers. This bill has provisions in it for solo proprietors and the self-employed. So everybody has a chance to be cared for at some level, and we need to understand as fast as possible how to access it.
The Norman Rockwell family has been close with you and others at the museum for a number of years. Norman Rockwell is no longer with us, but as I say, the family is often close. Have you spoken with members of the family right now, and have they talked with you about how they think Norman might be responding? He was known for capturing difficult times in our society in his work.
Yes, Carrie, I have spoken with members of the family. They are scattered all over the world. Everybody is well, as far as I know. Of course, we just lost Peter Rockwell a couple of months ago, and one of the sad things is there was to be a gathering in his memory of his life in Rome in May, and that's had to be postponed and canceled, maybe even for a year.
And Norman, that's one of Norman's sons.
His youngest son, his sculptor son, who had a peaceful passing in January. I think what we are all reminded of, and the family certainly holds this hope as well, that Norman Rockwell was one of the greatest inspirations in much of the last century, and notably during the hardest times the nation faced during the Great Depression, especially during World War II and the Civil Rights Movement. And in fact, his Four Freedoms paintings were his call to action when President Roosevelt was faced with how to enter World War II and help the Allies win it. And Norman Rockwell's paintings were just tremendous inspiration and uplifting, motivating pictures of what we are all capable of as citizens. And of course, the call to action now is quite different. We're being asked to stay home, not to step out, other than our first responders, emergency and healthcare workers who we really need to be doing this for to keep them as safe as possible.
As you mentioned, we're being asked to stay home, but that doesn't mean people don't have access to art and the arts. And one of the ways that the Norman Rockwell Museum is making that available to the public is through a virtual tour. And you've actually had a virtual tour for quite some time, but have you heard from people that they're making use of it more? Are you seeing the traffic increase now given what's happening?
Yes, Carrie, absolutely. Actually, the traffic to the virtual museum has just skyrocketed. Not only, as you mentioned, have we been building out the digital museum or virtual museum for some time, from virtual tours to virtual reality, audio tours, but also notably education curriculum, a lot of wonderful art resources, just beautiful visuals, as well as videos. We have videos of all of our exhibitions and videos of artists, a lot of material to enjoy and be inspired by. But there are a couple of new things that we have also developed. We are offering a daily sketch class, just a small little sketch at home program that you'll be able to do with one of our educators. There will be some enhanced tour information. There are quite a number of things we're planning, connecting with artists across the country in the month ahead. So stay tuned. You can find all of these experiences at our website, which is nrm.org, the initials for Norman Rockwell Museum.
And as I understand it, those are freely available to people, but you've also sent out a video call to action, making the public aware that while these are difficult times for many, the Norman Rockwell Museum is included in that, and you've made a public ask of people. Was that a difficult thing to do at this time, knowing what people are going through?
It is difficult to make sure we take care of all of the people and all of the organizations and places we value in our society. We put a call to action out first for the broader arts community to understand the impact of the potential of 25% of the jobs in Berkshire County being driven by the cultural sector. About 15,000 jobs are in the arts organization and the hospitality and tourism organization. So, we want to certainly take care of all of this sector and the self-employed artists as well. It's vital that we also sustain the organizations that drive the economy here and that will be here to bring the economy back when we are all permitted to be out and about.